Hi, and welcome to a very special, very personal series here on the Farmer's Lamp, Voices of Heritage. Back in 1998, I assigned the boys a history project where they had to interview an elderly person and get a historical perspective from that person, from their childhood through where they were now. They chose my maternal grandparents, and if you've been on the Farmer's Lamp, you know they are instrumental in my life, in me living this lifestyle. So we sent them one of those cassette recorders. Do you remember those where you had to push play and record? You put the tape in it and play and record to record, and some cassette tapes. And over a period of a few months, they would just sit and talk to the boys and record their stories. And so that's how we got these stories. That's the history of the stories. But a few years ago, my eldest son gave me a tool that would take cassette tapes and put them into digital media, what we call MP3s now. So that's how the Voices of Heritage series was born. I've had a lot of requests that this series be put into a book form, and I am planning to do that. But right now, we only have six of the stories released on the Farmer's Lamp. And so we're going to continue to do that until all the stories are released, till we get to the end of the cassette tapes. But I am working on the book as we speak, so to speak. I am working on that. But we do hope that you enjoy listening and hearing my voices of heritage as my grandparents share their stories with you.
Patty Wright was our teacher, and then eggs was a nickel apiece then. Now that was in 1935, 34 and 35, and there was a nickel apiece. And Mama would sell the eggs, and we'd take them to Florida and get nickel apiece for her. And Miss Hattie always come out there on a Friday and get eggs. And we hadn't gathered the eggs when she was out there. We didn't have but 3 or 4. Mama wouldn't let her have them. And she said, I'll take some guinea eggs. And the guineas, you know how they'd gang up and lay 8 or 10 in a nest as long as you didn't bother them? And we found a new nest, and we hadn't gotten one out of it. And Papa sent me out there to get the eggs from Miss Hattie. And there's a big old chicken snake in that nest. Well, I screamed. Papa come out there, and he'd swallowed 10 or 12 guinea eggs. And we killed that snake, and we're going to just throw the snake and eggs and everything away. And Miss Hattie said, no, you're not. And she pushed them eggs out of that snake, washed them, and wanted to pay for them. Mama wouldn't take no pay for them. She just gave them eggs. And she took them eggs to use after that snake is.
Well, they wouldn't as good as any of them.
But you think that then and now, we think $1 a dozen is a lot of eggs now. There was a nickel apiece back then. But you could take that nickel and buy a pound of coffee, pound of sugar, and a bar of soap with that one nickel. We cleaned out a barn one time, and then that moved out that old piece in the big cotton. For living.
Yeah, we went out to, times was hard back in them days. You couldn't make no money. So we went out to old Peaceman out there and cleaned out an old barn and floored the mule stall, and we had it for a kitchen. It come a rain, the whole thing leaked so bad that we had to pile up all of our the furniture, what little we had in the corner, and covered up with quilts to keep it from getting wet all over. Herman, my brother, come out there, and another guy was picking cotton out there. We was all staying in that old barn there. Well, he's staying with us. Then another guy lived up at the other house. We called him Bud Massey. That was his name, Bud Massey, old Bud. And we'd pick cotton all day and come down there that night. We'd Bud go somewhere. I don't know where he's getting them. He's stealing some chickens. He used to steal 2 or 3 flowers and bring them down there, and we'd clean them, and we'd only fry them. We'd make gravy and biscuits, hot biscuits, and gravy, and chicken, fried chicken. And we said, well, we had it up. First one to say anything about the cooking, about the stuff that was cooked, had to wash dishes. Herman, my brother, I made a bowl of gravy, and I put about a teacup full of salt in it. And Herman, he got him a plate full and they passed it around. They all got some of it, and then they'd take a bite and they'd look at one another. Herman, he said, I tell you what, this gravy is sure salty, but that's just like I like it. He liked it. Yeah, this gravy is sure salty, but that's just like I like it. But we had another bowl of gravy, made good gravy. And after the fun, well, we took that bowl off and poured it out. We had a bowl of good gravy. We had a lot of fun. Yeah, Greg could pick more cotton than we could. I never could get about 100 pounds a day. That's all I could get. I guess I was too lazy or something. He'd pay us off every week, every day, every evening. The old man was picking for her, or whoever we picked at. We picked for several different people out there. Get through picking for one, we'd go to the patch and get another.
My children come in from school. We didn't know what it was to have bought cookies and pizzas and all this good stuff, candy bars and everything. I'd have them some hot biscuit and fried potatoes, or take my cold biscuit and put some syrup on them in a skillet and cook that syrup till it kind of candied. Or either I'd crumble them up and put them in the oven and kind of brown them and cook some chocolate till it be thick, make good chocolate syrup on them where it'd be thick. And they'd just eat them. They'd be so happy to get them, because we couldn't go to the store that wasn't in the store to buy. You just couldn't buy it if you had the money, because when they started making light bread, putting in the stores, oh, that was the best stuff, and you get it for about 8 cents a loaf, maybe a nickel a loaf. But my Lord, my children and we all eat a loaf before we stopped. It wasn't a big old loaf like it is now. It was smaller than the pound loaf. You look at what a pound loaf is at town, and it was smaller than that. We'd eat it without stopping, and we couldn't buy it all the time, and you hardly ever found it because they just started making it. It wasn't nothing but wholesome then, nothing but wholesome bread. Wonder bread, yeah, they had Wonder bread, but they didn't complain about what they had because they didn't know it. No other children had it. I kept them cookies, or cook them a gingerbread cake, or cook them a blueberry cake, stir some huckleberry up in it and cook it, or I'd fix them those biscuits and something like that, you know. But they'd love to come home to hot biscuits and steamed fried potatoes and put them in that. Then if we didn't have anything for them to do, they'd go to their playhouse. Well, I'd fix them a jug of water or a jug of milk, or maybe Kool-Aid, and put some of them potatoes between the biscuit. Put them in a little bucket. Oh, they had them a lunch. They went to their playhouse and had a picnic, eat their lunch out of their buckets. We never did throw away a bucket. We kept every bucket and every sack. You get cloth sacks. We didn't throw away nothing. But they'd have a time eating their lunch out at the playhouse. But if we had anything to do, if they had a whole lot of lessons, they had to come right in and get their lessons and do their homework and things, and help at the house, get into wood and the splinters and get water. We always had to carry water. We had to haul water from a little well down here that we called Jacob's Well, and put it in a barrel and slide it up there with the horse, Aubrey and door wood, you know, and I'd help them fit it up, but Aubrey would work the slide, horse to slide. And after we got all our night water in and watered the caves, if he was hot, he'd just get down in that barrel of water and take him a bath down in it. Of course, we couldn't use it for nothing but just to wash and water the stock with. But he'd do that nearly every time. Papa come in one time, caught him down in it, and Papa didn't know that we had all of our night water up, what we thought would be enough. And he got on to him, and the water, everything filled up with water, and a bathtub or some in our number 3 tub we all took a bath in. It was hard, but I look back on it now, we were happy. We didn't have anything, and when you got $1, you could buy so much more with it. It went so much further, and you couldn't go to a doctor, and there wasn't a doctor every 15 or 20, maybe 50 miles. You couldn't hardly get to a doctor. I can remember back though how I loved to have the pretty gardens and love the pretty crops and love the pretty quilts that I've quilted and my pretty scrub floors without rugs or anything on them, scrub them with a shuck mop, and they just smelled so pretty and clean, you know, and everything. It was. I thought that everything was just fine. But nowadays people laugh about it, but I didn't. I liked that. Everything was clean, and every time I would wash, I'd take my washing water and scrub my chairs and scrub my porch and the kitchens and scrub all my floors. We didn't have no rugs. Nobody had rugs then, and that's the way I liked it. I liked it clean. I like a clean house now, but I'm just barely not able to do it no more. Life is good to us, though. But now, when we was raising our children, going off in a wagon, we'd wrap them up in a quilt, you know, and they'd go to sleep on their way back from Mama's and Mama Ford's. Then when Papa got us a car, well, we'd go to church in the car.